I was wrong about these altcoins. For some reason, people like to watch videos about pain and suffering, but this is NC Hammer Crypto. My name's Neil, where we keep technical analysis short and sweet. I wasn't really wrong. We're still trying to follow within this red trend line. As long as we are holding above that black trend line, we can expect more bullish formation. We see that in these red candles back here that I have pasted. We could potentially consolidate down a little bit further below this line before ultimately taking off. More technical analysis in my other video. Moving right into Floki. Floki had that major rejection at 0.00014, but is now testing support off the 200 EMA once yet again, and we see that we bring the RSI up, and the RSI is right around the 50 mark. Once we push up over that yellow, we can expect more of a bullish W formation, pushing up over this area and then back to this previous high. So wait for it to see a little bit more bullish formation, and then you could be looking at an entry. None of this is financial advice, as that is a meme coin, so it could go to zero just for the aspect that it is a meme coin. Looking at near, inverse head and shoulders clearly forming out, and this is just kind of a wait for it to get above that 200 EMA before it breaks that downward trend line. I did XCN on the other video. I'll bring it up on this one just in case. But we are holding around 0.01314. It could potentially be moving all the way down here to 0.00992, but we just need to be closing above this previous high, and then we can start seeing more of the bullish momentum happening in XCN. My other video explains it a little bit better. Moving into XYO. Similar thing I had pasted for Bitcoin on my other video, and we see that we have this yellow area where we have the dip, and then we have one more dip right here and a major push up. We have the dip, I guess this can be elongated to that, and then we have that push up, come back down, and then trying to break this downward trend line. Once that trend line does break, it's also going to be at the same time we are crossing over the EMA, the 200 EMA, which is very, very bullish. Last time we pushed up into the fair value gap exactly and then got rejected. But once we get up here, the 618 is at the 0.016, and the previous high is around 0.025. This is penny stuff that we're dealing with. So a little bit goes a very, very long way. So don't miss your chance to get some XYO if you have not stacked a bag already. Moving into XRP, dollar cost averaging always, and its downward consolidation, trying to break over this downward trend line as we are really trying to get back to the 3.42 area. Still, I always recommend keep stacking your bag with XRP. The 618 is all the way down here at the 2.64. But just like I said in the other video, you have to cock the hammer back on the gun, which is loading the spring for it to start to take off. So just keep stacking your XRP is kind of the whole point on that. Same with XLM. Similar pattern, similar formation, similar inverse head and shoulders. We could draw another downward trend line similar to what we had in XRP, and we need to be breaking that trend line to start seeing some major momentum for XLM. Bringing in Spell, still trying to build support, also needs to get over that 200 EMA, which will most likely be the same time we are crossing this downward trend line, and can expect a push up to 0.0007 or 0.00097. Moving straight into Hbar in consolidation still, but forming very, very nicely for a bull pendant. We could draw a line like this, and more or less something like this. And once we break this downward trend line, we can expect some major movement with Hbar along with XLM and XRP. And then LCX, very nice W forming. If you do not see it, it is right here. And then once we get over that 200 EMA, we can expect that push up for LCX. So if you haven't entered, wait to cross that 200 EMA, and then we will start seeing some major gains with LCX. And then lastly, I had an NKN for some reason. And it is similar to something that is almost dead. But we see it is still holding above its absolute low, which if you are buying any coin, you want to be buying it near the absolute low. And then we have this absolutely astronomical gain with NKN all the way up to $1.55 from crossing over that 200 EMA at the absolute bottom, a 7,470% increase. So we could see something very, very similar for NKN pushing right back up towards that 84 to 73 cent range. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you want. Reference links to MEXC and all those other good things in the description below. Good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you on the next one.